Morning, we're going to talk about one of my favorite garden herbs, and that is borage. Borage has these beautiful little violet blue flowers on it, and it's a bit of a little spiky plant with these really luscious leaves, and it's super easy to grow. It self-seeds itself, so if you don't want it all over your garden, make sure that you harvest those flowers. And why I chose to talk about this one today is because I had a party at my house yesterday, and I made a sun tea out of borage. And the wonderful thing about borage is it tastes like cucumber. It smells like cucumber. And these beautiful little purple flowers here, they're completely edible. In fact, back in the ancient days, it tastes just like cucumber. Back in the ancient days, they used to make candies out of them. So they would candy the flowers with sugar and rum. I feel like a little rum in there too. Rum adds a little flavor when you cook it down. There's no alcohol left in the rum anymore, so if you don't drink alcohol, it's perfect too because you can cook it off when you cook it down with the sugar. Um, and the stems you use too. So in making the borage sun tea, chopped up the whole plant into little bits, stick it in a jar, and then put it out in the sun. But borage, aside from having this like really wonderful smell of cucumber and really wonderful taste, makes a great party drink. Everybody absolutely loved it. They're like, this is really interesting. It tastes like cucumber. How'd you get that cucumber flavor? I said, well, it's not cucumber, it's borage. But borage has medicinal uses too that has kind of fallen out of the traditional materia medica. In fact, in preparing for this video, I thought I would kind of look through some of my materia medica books and see if I could find anything interesting about borage that I didn't know. And I really had to dig. Borage wasn't in any of the books, any of my materia medica sheets, kind of absent. And so when I couldn't find it in any of my like traditional textbooks of materia medica, I was like, well, I know one person who's absolutely going to have that, and that's going to be M. Greaves. Anything you want to find from old herbs that have fallen out of use, you're going to find in a modern herbal. It's a 2-volume book. This one's A through H. And in here we find borage. And there isn't a whole lot of medicinal uses for borage. It has a lot of mucilage in the leaves, which means it's kind of got this slimy texture to it, which is really great for coating the throat if you have a sore throat. And the plant is really high in natural saline properties, natural salt. And so it's also used as a diuretic because the high salt content kind of kicks the kidneys into high gear. And that's really it as far as its medicinal uses. But what I did find in a modern herbal is what I love about the books is you find some of the historical uses, like what did Pliny and Dioscorides use the herb for? And so borage was often made into cordials and used in wines, and it was said to make the heart merry. And when a man drank it, he could not be sad, that he would be joyous. And if you ever get the opportunity to have some borage, you will know that. And the beautiful thing about the borage plant is all of this is useful. You put everything, flowers and all, right into your drink. You can also make a really wonderful oxymel out of borage. And to make an oxymel, same thing as making the tea, chop off the plant really fine and pack it into a mason jar, cover it in apple cider vinegar, and then add a little bit of honey to the top. Leave that sitting on your kitchen counter for about 2 weeks and shake it every day, and it'll extract some of that wonderful cucumber flavor and some of the medicinal properties. And then the apple cider vinegar, of course, is going to be great for your digestive system. So that's another really wonderful way to use borage in your daily life. And I also make what I call Oxymel aids when I go to potlucks, and people love these. And I take about a cup of that Oxymel and then put it in a gallon of water and add some ice. And it kind of it's like a tangy lemonade. And people really love it. And it's a great way to get people to use herbs. I use it in my client practice as well. I'll give it to clients. I often use this with people who don't like to drink water and really want flavored water. And I'm trying to get my clients away from those sugary flavored drinks. I will make them Oxymels, and I 99% of the time use borage because the borage tastes so good with that fresh cucumber flavor. And then I'll have them add a couple tablespoons of the Oxymel into their water to flavor their water, and they're getting the medicinal benefits of the apple cider vinegar and the borage. And of course, there's a little bit of honey, so I monitor it with any of my clients who are going to have blood sugar issues. But I wanted to read a little passage out of a modern herbal that I really love that kind of stuck out to me. Um, and so Pliny calls it a euphorism because it maketh a man merry and joyful, which thing also the old verse concerning borage doth testify. I, borage, bring always courage. And I love that. And here she goes on to say that it was used to exhilarate people and make the mind glad. So if you need a little bit of joy and gladness in your life, get yourself some borage. Super easy to grow in your garden, and you'll absolutely love it and be thankful that you have it and that little bit of joy in your life that the herbs and the flowers can bring to us in every single moment.